I brought somebody to help me. You want to go, Joe? Come on. You want to go pick some cactus? It's a little cold out, so I think he wants to stay in the truck. Come on. You want to go? Let's go. Come on. Come on. Get out of the truck. There we go. Come on. You can do it. Ah, there you go. Let's go get some cactus. If you are transporting fresh cactus in your truck, just be really careful that you don't get it on the seats, you don't touch it, you don't rub your eyes, because those thorns can be really tiny and you can't see them. Hey, get back there. You may not come up front. I am talking about cactus safety, and that does not include you. As I was saying, also make sure you use metal pans, metal tongs, because the thorns stick on everything and it can be dangerous. You got it?
Hey y'all, I'm Melissa Guerra. I'm the Kitchen Wrangler, and make sure you hit that subscribe button. You know I've always got all the best recipes in South Texas here on YouTube for you, and today I'm going to show you how to harvest, cook, and prepare fresh nopales from the field. Now, nopales, that is cactus, usually called prickly pear cactus in English, but here locally we call them either nopales, or when they are cooked, we call them nopalitos, and they are delicious. They have the flavor of green beans with a lot of lemon added. You should give them a try. And so let's get started on preparing our nopalitos. When you're out in the field selecting cactus pads, don't harvest the ones that are old and woody. They're gonna taste old and woody. You should look for the ones that are thin, that are tender, and that are a medium size. Now, I know we're looking at this cactus plant. There are cactus fruit, the tunas that are on the cactus. Just leave those alone. They are not ripe, they are not ready to eat, and we will talk about those in a different video. So right now we are just harvesting the cactus pads, and this one right here is the perfect type to harvest. You might think that the baby pads will be the most tender, the most flavorful. They might be, but I have never eaten one because they are the dickens to get all of those little thorns off of there. Look at all of those tiny hairy thorns. Those are trouble. Just leave these things alone, walk away, and get the medium-sized pads. Stick to that, pun intended. Once you get the cactus back to your kitchen, trim off the outer perimeter of the pads, which removes the majority of the thorns. Discard the thorns into a piece of parchment paper or newspaper, or better yet, use a paper towel that is moist, because that'll get all the thorns off of your knife and off of your prep surface. You then have to go back and shave off all of those little nodules where the thorns are coming out. And once you get the larger thorns off, then you can take your blade and scrape the surface of the pad really well to get off the smaller thorns. And don't forget, you have to do this on both sides of the cactus pad. Use a wet paper towel to clean your knife surface and your prep surface often. Once the pads are well cleaned, rinse them under running water and inspect them for thorns. Also, if you're using a cutting board, take that to the sink and rinse all the thorns off of that as well. So now we're going to go back and do this again. We're going to inspect the pads. We're going to scrape them again to get all of the thorns off of both sides. And then we're going to rinse the nopales again under running water, and that should get all of the thorns off. Make sure that you clean up your surface again with a wet paper towel, because you don't want any of the thorns that you cut off to go back into your dish. Take your time so that you make sure that you do a good job. Once the cactus pads are completely clean, dice them into a 1 centimeter dice. Now you'll notice while I'm cutting these cactus that cactus naturally has a gooey interior. It's not any different than okra. The goo is fine, but there are ways to remove it, which I think gives it a better texture. I mean goo-free. Goo-free, is that a word, goo-free? If you remove the goo, take out the goo, I think it's a better texture. Place the diced cactus in a saucepan, cover with water, and then bring to a boil for about 5 minutes. What you want to see is that the bright green color turns to an olive drab green, and that means that they are cooked. Once the cactus is cooked, pour them into a colander, drain off all the water, and rinse them for about 2 to 3 minutes. Now we're ready to prepare the sauce. I'm being kind of lazy today, so in one cooking pan, I'm going to add some olive oil, and I'm going to lightly roast the tomatoes and the garlic that we're using for our sauce. Remove those from the pan and put them in a container and let them cool for a bit. I have some dried chile chipotle, and I'm going to boil those for about 5 minutes until they are just soft. Let's remove the seeds from the tomato and we're going to add them back into our container along with the cooked chile chipotle. Using an immersion blender, I'm gonna make a nice puree. It's kind of rough, it's a little thick, so I'm gonna add a little bit of water just to facilitate the blending. And there it is, that is our sauce. Let's go back to our cooking pan. We're gonna saute some diced onion and we're gonna add our cooked prepared cactus. Once that's sauteed, then we're gonna add our sauce. Season with salt and pepper, and we are done. I fried a couple of eggs. This is gonna be my dinner, and I'm gonna spoon some of this chipotle nopal sauce over the top. I'm gonna garnish with fresh queso fresco and a little bit of cilantro, and that is the flavor of South Texas in the springtime. Fresh nopales are delicious. We always have them around Easter time, and you know, if you are not into the whole cleaning process of cactus, that's fine. You can often find fresh diced cactus in your supermarket in the produce aisle. You can also find canned cactus, which I don't quite recommend. It's kind of mushy, and it just doesn't have a very good flavor, so if you can find fresh, definitely use it. And so that is it for cooking and slicing and harvesting our fresh nopales from here on the ranch. And you know, I am always so excited to hear from you. If you have any questions or any recipe requests, you can message me at help@kitchenwrangler.com, or you can message me through Facebook, through Instagram, through Twitter, through TikTok, through YouTube. I'm always here just waiting to hear from you. I'm Melissa Guerra, I'm the Kitchen Wrangler, and I'm looking forward to seeing you here at the ranch again soon. Bye now.
Doing all right? Me too.